Wagwan, peace, love, and blessings. Well, right back at it again. Conversation and reviews. I got two clips I want to show. We're going to talk about some things that's really been on my mind and on my spirit. And the type of conversation that a lot of individuals have been having, what they've been dealing with, what men have been saying all along. And the conversation continues to happen. We continue to have these conversations, continue to listen to both sides when it comes to modern dating, when it comes to the division between man and woman, mainly speaking black man and black woman, and the reasons why a large number of men are just checked out. A large number of men have been saying, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with it no more. I said, Big Truck, you just can't single out just black women. No, I'm not just singling out black women. I'm talking about as a whole. But black women do stick out like a sore thumb. Just like the conversations that a large number of black women have where they generalize and they give their opinions on just black men. So it goes the same across the board for each. But what we're about to do is we're about to dive into some things and just rapid taste a little bit. Because there is a division, the conversation needs to be had, and we need to come with some solutions. So without further ado, we're gonna listen to these. Two clips, and shout out to individuals behind these clips. Much love and respect. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and peep this shit out.
The reason us pretty girls are single, have no rusters, and do not get approached is because we're intimidating. We intimidate men. Only a select few even have the balls to come and try and speak to us. The ones that do have a lot of self-confidence, whether it's real self-confidence or fake self-confidence, that's a whole nother story. And unfortunately, this self-confidence has been gained from either being good looking, having a lot of money, or being well known. And unfortunately, those are the most unserious groups. So our pool of choice and our pool of dating is just a bunch of unserious men. That's it. That's all we have to pick from. And if you're a pretty girl and you can relate, like this video. And if you're part of Ugly FC, I want to talk crap in my comments.
I just want to say this, and shout out to Remnant Princess. She makes a valid point, and the reason why I chose this piece is when you listen and hear a lot of attractive, pretty women speak, yes, they look good on the outside, but evil and messed up and rotten on the inside. And we see that. You know, we see the most attractive, feminine woman with a nasty attitude, or nice, attractive, masculine woman with a nasty attitude. And we see that every day, all day. If you're at work, if you're at the gym, if you just walking around everyday life. Why is that? Why is it that the most attractive women are unapproachable and guys are looking right over them? Guys are not even showing up on their radar. Let's continue.
Go unite somewhere else.
I think this truly shows how shallow black females are, as they can't seem to look outside of their looks to really understand why they're in this predicament.
I'm not a good woman, okay? I promise you don't want me. I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do 50-50. I'm smarter than you, I won't listen to you, I will stress you out, and I like to spend a lot of money, okay?
A woman like that, I give her credit, at least she honest. However, I wouldn't date no woman like that, but at least she honest about it. And I've always said this on my show. The more you sit back and listen to a person talk, they'll tell you everything. They will reveal their whole life to you if you sit back and listen. And that's what we're seeing. And even then, it's like y'all are disqualifying yourselves and y'all don't even know it. Let's continue.
Hey, we ain't compatible. Leave me alone.
And do you think men should see us in our natural state before they get in a real relationship with us?
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair. I feel that that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep.
Stop right there. Stop right there with the bullshit. Stop with the fuckery. I feel this is where, when we talk about logic, using common sense, for a woman that behaves like her, common sense is not so common. What the fuck you mean you feel? When it comes to a man seeing a woman in her naturality, that's what he wants to see. It has nothing to do with bringing you down. It has nothing to do with controlling. No, I want to see you in your natural. I guarantee you, you ain't gonna wear makeup every day, all day. Meaning you go to sleep with it, you wake up with it. But a woman that puts on too much damn makeup, what you hiding? Hey, let's call it. Let's call it how we see it. But just listening to her talk, she's not making much logic sense at all. Continue.
Don't come over here thinking that I'm gonna go to Sephora and get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that because I want to strip you of all that because I ain't got it. When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the...
A man does not want to strip you of that. Now, maybe men you've been with. But for the most part, what's wrong with a man asking a woman that he's with, hey, let me see you with no makeup? Most men like a woman with no makeup. You ain't got to wear a lot of makeup. That's what you choosing to, number one. And number two, when it comes to your makeup and your things and your hair, that is not no man's responsibility to cover that bill. That's your responsibility. You've been doing it before. You continue to do it now. Don't let that shit stop you. But the delusion that comes out of a large number of women's mouths, it's quite interesting to me because you do not hear no logic. There's no logic behind it. And to me, it's fucking hilarious. Let's continue.
The thought process of maintaining yourself.
It's not only their ugly attitude, but it's the attitude towards men that is unattractive in the dating scene.
Okay, so I've been seeing this a lot with Clarence and Queen, but it's genuinely true. Like, you cannot date your type. If you are constantly dating your type and it ain't working out, girl, check them DMs. Look at his picture. If it's like, that's the one. I'm telling you, baby. When I met my boyfriend, who's my husband now, he'd even tell you, baby, it took me a little minute to, you know what I'm saying? You know, it took me about 2 days to start liking him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being for real. About 2 days, okay? Because I was so used to like talking to light-skinned boys or just talking to.
I just want to know, why is she talking the way she talking? Sometimes you really have to pay attention. I'm like, whoo, Lordy.
Boys who are more worried about their self, right? I done met a roughneck, country bumpkin nigga who would do everything for me, and I almost passed him up because he was dark-skinned.
Why are you screaming? Why are you hollering? Whose attention are you trying to get by hollering and raising your voice? Like for real, for real. I'm playing both of these clips for a reason. It's time to get educated. The game is to be told, not sold. Let's continue.
On the rock? Oh, y'all. When I tell you I would have been out here working 3 jobs, I'm telling you right now. Them niggas that care about themselves, they're gonna have you out here working 3 jobs just to fulfill what they need and their purpose in life. Baby, my man ain't never told me to go get no job. When he came to see me and he told my mom and he said, no, I want to take her so I can take care of her. I got this. My daddy handed me over so freely because he said, oh, okay. Because his actions had already shown who he was. I'm telling y'all, this man learned I was a vegetarian then when he met me. This man learned everything that I like to eat. Y'all, please stop dating like that. Like, it's kind of like a fairy tale. Seriously. Why are you dating somebody that is like as beautiful as you are? Let that nigga be obsessed with you. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Whatever. But I ain't even gonna lie, girl. After those 2 days, that 48 hours that he had me so dipped, my doggone nose was so wide open. I had done.
Your nose is still wide open, and so is your mouth. Let's continue.
I knew that man and he loved me too. I ain't even lying. We fell in love so quick, like so fast.
There were so many ways she could be able to elaborate that and describe the dynamics of their relationship and how they got together. But the truth is, it was sitting inside her for so long how she really felt about her husband.
Story time on when I flew to another state to meet this young lit nigga that's lit on the internet. And to me, I feel like...
Let me stop right there. When a person says, come with that story time, we know the shit ain't real, okay? And when a woman starts off calling a man a nigga, you already done discredit yourself right there. You know, finding in a way to disrespect a man, where's the respect? So again, right off the rip, you already disqualified. You already a red flag. You already a text write-off. You already got your pink slip with your name written on it. Let's continue.
Kids like what's cat. So yeah, I met him on the internet. I was in Bahamas, like the beginning of January for my son. I'm sorry, the beginning of February for my son's birthday or whatever. And he DM'd me on Instagram like, need you. So I'm like, oh, I've been trying to get you me or whatever like that. So he like, you know, whatever. We gonna exchange numbers or what? So I'm like, yeah, because like, you know, he's some fine shit. Like, I love dark-skinned niggas. And when I say he's some fine shit, bitch, he's some fine shit. Or whatever like that. So on the internet, like, you know, he got 2 watches, big Cardi, 6 cars, supposedly own his house, and he young as fuck, or whatever. Like that. Dressed nice, always designer down, like always posting mad money, etc.
Men, peep game. Peep game, man. Everything that she displayed was material shit. And here's another thing that I want a large number of women with good sense to understand. And I give you credit with that, because a woman with good sense wouldn't even lean in with any of this bullshit. A woman with good sense wouldn't even tolerate nothing like this. A woman with good sense moves differently. So, men, let's continue to pay attention as she cooks herself.
So, you know, like, that's my type. I love me a hood, get money nigga. So he asked for my number or whatever like that. So I gave him my number and like he texted me. And I'm not gonna lie, like it was little signs that I didn't like. Like if you know I'm on vacation with my kids, like I remember I posted my drink or whatever and I didn't text him right back. And he's on my phone like, oh, you see me text you or whatever, but you posting. Like that right there was like you only have my number for like 20 minutes, like chill out. But I let him slide. So we plan to see each other or whatever like this, like whatever like that on
Of course you let him slide, because you were so mesmerized by the material things that he had. You're not even telling your whole story right. It's funny how women would tell these stories, story time, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And they asses don't be making no damn sense, right? All right, shit. Let's get our roll on with this one, Slim.
Saturday. Let's say this Saturday, right? And we planned for me to come Valentine's Day weekend or whatever. And he really was on some shit where like he was like, oh, come whatever, what day, what time, it don't even matter. Like whenever you could come, just come. So I chose that weekend because I'm free every other weekend for my kids. They go with their dad or whatever like that. So that was my free weekend. I still go, like I get my nails and I run to the mall, I get everything I need, I pack my shit. And I tell them like, all right, I'm going to Atlanta this time. I go to the airport. Mind you, y'all, I'm rushing because I'm always fucking last minute. I get to the airport, I board the flight or whatever like that. So before I boarded the flight, he texted me this hotel, like Signa or something. It's like one of the best hotels in Atlanta. So I tried to book the hotel online, but everything was booked up. So I told him, I'm like, look, everything's booked up because it's Valentine's Day weekend. So he like, nah, you got to call. So I called and like everything was booked the fuck up. Like literally it was no hotel. So he like, well, find whatever you can find and just book it. And I'm going to get you from the airport. So I'm like, you know, what's your budget? So he like, what you mean? I'm like, what's your budget? Like I'll book the room. But when I land, I expect to get my money back or whatever like that. So I'm on the plane, y'all. The plane done took off. So the nigga like, oh, the least you could do is pay for the room. So I'm like, huh? So this when a mishap coming. Because I get it, okay, we supposed to stay at your house originally, but then your child came into play. So now we gotta go stay somewhere else, which is cool. Because I think a hotel is better anyway, because you don't know me and I don't know you. And it's more safer, I feel like. So he like, yeah, like you can pay for the room. I'm gonna fund the rest of the trip. Baby, you a whole scammer. You think I'm paying for a motherfucking hotel for you to come fuck on me?
This clip has been trending all over online about how this female flew herself out to meet a guy that didn't really meet her expectations that she wanted. She decided to dog him out online, but wasn't expecting him to come online and show receipts of their text messages. And
Let me just stop right there. She get what the fuck she deserve. I'm gonna tell you why. You are so quick to allow a man to fly you out, okay? And you don't get to know him that well. To me, I take that back. Both are wrong. You know, if it's not properly planned, nobody should be flying nobody out. Or unless someone not telling the full story and editing out some things. Boy. It's amazing how people tell half the damn story about what somebody else did, but edit what they did until somebody else comes with the full story and talks about what you did. But you didn't say that in the beginning. You edit that part out. Let's continue.
she revealing how desperate she was and how much of a 3 or 4 she was, and that she was willing to do anything just to get in bed with him because of the money that she wanted from him. And all we're seeing is prostitution being normalized.
Controversial opinion. Talk money if he talks intimacy at any point in time during your date or relationship, and I'm going to get into why. First off, disclaimer, I don't give a rat's ass any longer about someone saying, well, that sounds like prostitution. Well, that's funny, because let's break down what society does to a woman when she gives it up out of love. It's odd that society tells you to not be materialistic, not do any of these things, right? And somehow you're supposed to fall in love with words and with men and their words.
Stop playing with your damn hair. Stop it. If you're going to speak, speak. Stop playing with your damn hair. Why is it that when we watch these videos, conversation and reviews, either A, your ass got on a motherfucking bonnet, or B, you're playing with your damn hair. Stop it. Let's continue.
Words. And when you do just that very thing, I don't care if it's 3 dates, I don't care if it's 3 months. Somehow, if he gets the goods and replaces you, leaves you, it becomes the woman's fault because, well, your standards were on the ground. So is it better to be used up, played, traumatized for absolutely free? Or do you get over your trauma faster because you can count up some money? I don't give a shit anymore what anyone says it is called. I would rather women now get money because the reality is he's going to disrespect you either way. First,
Stop right there, dumbass. You making it seem like men are just sleeping with these women, just pumping and dumping and skipping and dipping and flipping. Question. Why are they sleeping with them? There's the common question right there. Why are these women sleeping with them? Why are they opening up their legs? Why are they allowing the man to park his truck in her garage? It is not the man's fault. In a situation like that, she plays her part too. But now, you're saying, I don't give a fuck, I don't do this and care what you say, might as well get paid for it. It's still gonna be prostitution. You might as well get paid for it. Cool, bet. So if a man turned around and did that exact same thing, would you keep that same damn energy, dumbass? Would you keep that same energy if a man turned around and did the same damn thing, the exact same thing? Let me know in the comments, because I can tell right now, this chick here ain't got no man. Her fingers, her dildo, and her rose are her closest friend right now. Let's go.
first and foremost, when a man looks at you and wants to date you, he wants to bang. I don't give a shit who you are as a man. You are not thinking, wow, look at that personality. Wow, look at the mother of my kids. Look at my lifelong partner. Please stop it. What he's doing is he's blatantly telling you how he wants to your body for absolutely free. Why would you sit there like a lady and let him talk that way to you?
Exactly. Why would you sit like that be like that as a man and let a woman walk all over you and use you and emasculate you? Why would you sit up there and let a woman look at you like a piece of meat? Like a piece of sirloin steak? That same energy goes both ways, sweetheart. You're angry. You're bitter. Man hurt you. Somebody did you greasy. But the point that I'm making here, for you to sit up there and make such statements, look at what you're promoting. Instead of saying the correct way of addressing the situation would be, men, women, use wisdom when it comes to whoever you're going to sleep with or be with. Make sure the both of you may have an understanding, an overstanding. Communicate what it's going to be. If we're going to be friends with benefits, fine. If we're going to have a relationship, fine. Hey, I'm not ready to date right now because I have X, Y, and Z going on in my life. But a man or a woman have needs, I choose you. Fine. That's having proper communication. We're not going to sit up here and just shame men and shame women. No. If we're going to do that, we're going to shame both. How would you feel the same energy and the same messages that you're spewing out to these women? Well, same thing applies. Well, same thing going to happen to the man too. Now what? Oh, now he gets shamed. Oh, it's a problem. No, we're listening to what you're saying. See, a large number of modern feminist women don't like it when that same energy is put back on them that they try to push on a large number of men. Okay? All men want to do is pump and dump on women. Well, the question would be, why are these women allowing these men to do that? Number one. Number two, look at the types of men that they're choosing to pump and dump in them. Don't want to look at that question, do you? You're going to take accountability. It's a two-way street. We're not going to sit up there and flame one and not the other. No, I'm gonna flame you both. If that's the way it's going to be, at least have a conversation about it, communicate about it, have an understanding. That way you can avoid all the fuckery. Two wrongs don't make it right. Let's go.
Rolled out your list of standards and finances was on there, he's got an issue, along with society and quite a few pygmies. I would say your life is your own. You are in charge of your standards and your destiny. Stop giving a rat's ass about people telling you what it looks like and sounds like because you would rather something monetary. Also something I want to get at that just really pisses me off. When a guy says, well, why should I buy you gifts and do anything for you? Why should I put money in your hand? You're not my wife yet. Funny enough, if you can't do it now trying to get laid, you're never going to do it when you're in.
Shut your ass up. Shut your old ass up on that one. You want to know something that pisses me off? Is to see women like you, number one, playing with your damn hair. You talk funny. You look dumb. You sound dumb. Don't sit up there and cover up wrong. You one of them types of people, you know what your girlfriend is doing is wrong, but you cover up for her anyway, trying to make an excuse. A large number of modern feminist spider monkey 99-cent puppets have more excuses than a hooker going to church. Say it ain't so. No direct solution to anything. So in your mind, your logic solution is totally off.
In a relationship. In fact, you're going to throw it up in her face that you didn't have to do anything in order to get the goods in the first place. So why are you holding me to such a high standard now? You realize when you sleep with a man, you've already did the part of a wife. Where's the lie?
Bullshit. Bullshit. The moment you slept with a man, you already did the part of a wife. You need to sit your ass down. Somebody did you wrong. As I sip my mushroom coffee, somebody did you wrong. You're bitter. You're angry. I see it all over your face. It is clear as day.
But look, hold on, can I see it? Is the lie hiding out with the zero fucks? I can't find it. Where's the lie in that? I find it disgraceful that a man can hint at what doesn't work for him and what a deal breaker is when he's on a date. Oh, I'm very affectionate. Oh, I love touch. My love language is lots and lots of intimacy. But if a woman says, well, great, you know what? Let me stop you right there. Well, let's just talk money. What are you planning on doing for me financially? And then it becomes a problem. Be a problem. Make it a problem and hint at what he thinks he expects to get. Why aren't you hinting at what you want?
But see, again, women that talk like this, it's a blessing to a large number of men because, and the reason why I say that is because when you're listening to a woman that talks like this, you already, she's letting you know you'll be between a pimp and a hard place. And it's not worth you losing your peace over a woman that behaves this way. rather than being with a woman that gives you peace, being with a woman that will meet you where you stand, being with a woman that knows how to communicate with you, willing to communicate with you, that enjoys being in your presence. There's nothing fruitful, there's nothing good about what this woman is saying. There's nothing good, there's nothing peaceful about what this woman is saying. Everything that this woman is saying is disrespectful, rude, wrong, evil, wicked. And she's speaking from a hurt place. It seems that she's been burnt and she still hasn't learned. But yet, want to force that on other women. See, and this is why I say to a large number of women out there, be careful of who you listen to. Because you listen to women like her, she keep you single. She just as bad as Shira 7. And I'm going to dive on her next. Let's continue.
You're already being disrespected, so just cut the date and put that all out there on the table and tell them what you expect. Then they want to mention love. Well, that's funny. You're not interested in love. You're interested in using me. You're interested in disrespecting me. What do you mean?
And not every man is like that. Now, maybe the ones that you chose that happened to do that to you. And it is obvious that the men that you chose happened to do that to you. Why is that? You chose those types of men. You opened up your legs to those type of men. What about the type of men that leaned in with good intentions? What about the type of men that wasn't out to use you, wasn't out to get you, that treated you with respect, that opened up the doors for you, that didn't mind paying for a dinner date, that showed up? Here's a rose. Just because a man is nice don't mean he's stupid and dumb, because he's not. The types of men that you've dealt with, you've chose, they did what they did, you felt some type of way. And let's just say, I'll bet, you knew what type of person that was. You saw the sign, you saw the written signs on the wall, but you still did it anyway. And now you're sitting here mad and complaining because of the result of who you chose versus who you threw away. So would it be safe to say that you played your part in that too?
What happened to love? Y'all unalived it. That's what happened to love. Y'all men unalived it. Now you're matching your energy.
Why are dark-skinned black girls like me aren't getting married? Articles I've been trying to figure out, but I think the answers are right there in front of us. It's their ugly attitude. It's their ugly personalities that stapled around all over social media, and how they speak about men and how they present themselves. They think being cute and being pretty and being well done is all that you need to be a wife. Meanwhile, you're trying to normalize modern day prostitution and somehow still want the same results from a traditional standpoint. It's absurd. But they don't want to listen to nothing but this whole feminist ideology that they all have. Black females today are at the lowest point when it comes to womanhood. They do not represent what womanhood is anymore. They're very masculine and very rebellious, and somehow are still wanting to be desired as a wife. You will never be desired as a wife because you do not act like a wife, you do not look like a wife, and you do not know what it means to be a wife. I wish they could get this idea of pretty privilege. Pretty privilege is not a thing today. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist anymore in 2025. All it means is men want to smash and dash. That's all that it means. Nothing more, nothing less.
And my thing is,
I
and my thing is, at what point do we sit back and we have the discussion and we look at it and we call it out for what it is? Not about being disrespectful. It's not about being rude. It's not about hating and so forth. But it's about saying, hey, look, we're going to call this thing out. It needs to be called out. We need to talk about it. You know, why isn't it being talked about? What's really going on with it? And so now when we look at it for what it is and we have these type of conversations, it's like, oh, wow. We got to continue to have these types of conversations. We have to continue to say, what's the solution? Well, the solution is simple. Both parties need to sit down, and both parties need to really iron out the things and leave their attitudes and their egos at the front door. And most are not willing to do that. And if they're not, and if they're sticking to this whole modern feminist mindset, cool, be that. You just gonna be that by yourself. Cause ain't no real man gonna stick around for that. Ain't no real men signing up for that. You got women with good sense shaming these feminist women. You got women with good sense saying, I don't behave that way. I'm going to separate myself from that. You have good women with good sense saying, I love my man. I love my husband. I don't mind going 50-50 with him. I don't mind bringing whatever it is that I need to bring to the table of a relationship with him because he's doing the same. I don't mind going the extra mile for him because he's going the extra mile for me. Teamwork, going the extra mile for each other. Teamwork, 50-50. Meet me in the middle. All those things come together. It's the same damn meaning. It's just worded differently. And it's not just finance. It's everything. So we're seeing the division. Not only the division that we're seeing, but we're seeing men saying, I can go over here. You stay there, I go here. And when men started going elsewhere and getting accepted elsewhere, riddle me this. If men are so bad, men are so evil, men are so wickety wicked, why is it that women of another race want black men? Why is it that a large number of women of every race want black men? If what you're saying, this is what you're saying, all black men are this, black men are that, but yet you got a white woman, you got a Spanish woman, you got an Asian woman, you got a Caribbean woman, you got an Islander woman saying there's something totally different about the black man. You got a European woman saying they speak in a totally different language. Got an Indian woman. You got different women of different cultures and races saying a different tune when it comes to black men. They're accepting them, they're opening up the doors and welcoming them. But only when it comes to the black women got something to say. See? Because these women of other races, they're sitting back and they're watching. They're watching how a large number of black women treat their man and say, okay. And I'm going to tell you something. You got good and bad wherever you go. In every race, you got good and bad. We understand that part. But at the end of the day, when it comes to dealing with the Western side of it, of dealing with women, you see that shit. It's bad. It really is. In the South, in a lot of southern states, you're gonna have it too. But you still have a large number of women in them southern states stick to those traditional values. You really do. You know, they don't have a problem with cooking a meal, don't have a problem with serving her husband, don't have a problem with submitting to her husband, doesn't have a problem with allowing her husband to lead. That gives peace. That gives her husband all those simple things, that listens. Because in return, he's going to give them back to her. Let's peep this out here. And shout out to this brother here. But we're gonna wrap a taste with this right here. Let's go.
Today are a lot more aggressive. We have become what I call men in skirts. We are so aggressive, so demanding, so unaware, really. We think we got it going on, but women really aren't aware of their power because our power as women is silent. I find women to be mean as hell. I'm sorry.
Really?
Oh my
yes.
God.
See, I'm an alpha woman, so I'm straightforward too.
Yeah.
But I'm not mean.
Okay. Are you aggressive?
No, I'm assertive.
Okay.
I'm not aggressive.
What's the difference?
Well, first of all, your intention. In assertiveness, it's about dominion and accomplishing a particular thing. And aggressive, it's about control and getting what you're going for.
Yep, that is one of the biggest issues that men are complaining about. The fact that a lot of these women, they want full dominance and control over the household and over men. And
again, there's a difference. You have to know aggressiveness and assertiveness. A large number of women in today's work is so masculine. And the very things that we talk about, the very things that we cover, all you have to do is open up your eyes and see it. We see so many men watching social media, so many men paying attention, so many men they got that awareness. You know, they rather spend their time doing other things than spending time with a loudmouth, inconsiderate, stank ass woman that don't know when to stay in her lane. You see? Man is protecting his peace. Man rather go do other things. Man rather just chill by himself. A large number of men have stepped away from a large number of women, and we see that shit. And they feeling it. Wintertime is here. They feeling it. Why is that? It's your fucking attitude. It's your attitude. The way you treat men. Well, it's your fault too. There it is right there. We're not talking about men. We're talking about you. Stop deflecting and take responsibility. Stop blame shifting and take responsibility. It's you. Look at the way you act. Look at the way you behave. Look, we sitting back and we listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth, and we're like, really? And you think that's supposed to fly? The fuck out of here.
That is where the biggest fight is coming from. You know, the fact that in these relationships that a lot of women believe that they are over men. I'm not sure why they feel that way, but of course, you know what? I could think of why they feel that way, and more so because society and the culture, some of the political views has caused that.
Not only that, brother, but it's the choices. A lot of it has to do with the choices and decisions that individual has made. Listen, when you go back to the track record, look at the track record of an individual, of a modern feminist woman. Let's look at history. What happened in her childhood? What things took place in her childhood? Was her father around? And if her father was around, did he pour into her as a father pours into his daughters? What events took place in that child's life? Did she see? That she saw? What things that were said to her? What environment was she around? What types of abuse and traumas did she experience? And she did. Did she get help? Did she seek counseling for those things? These are those questions. Because if she did not receive counseling for those things, for those traumatizing events that took place in her life, for those types of abuse that took place in her childhood life, now you see why she behaves the way she behaves as an adult.
That's the reason why the family is eroding here in the United States, in the West, particularly the West. But hey, it is what it is. This is why men are traveling and leaving. Let's move on.
The long ass paragraphs.
Ooh.
Tell them bitches y'all need attention.
Oh my goodness. You mean he's communicating with you? That makes him sassy?
I'm in your face and I'm talking to you like this, calm, cool, and collected.
Shout out to this brother here too. I'm trying to reach out to him. Hey, shout out to this king. He be spitting some real facts. He be spitting some real logic fire. And a lot of the people, the women on his, as his guests on his show, they has to get triggered because he hits them with logic truth.
Collective.
Right.
Why do you leave and then text me a whole paragraph?
Because I want to beat your ass. Bruh. These women want a nigga to be domestic to them. The fact that I walked out the door, didn't do no domestic shit, didn't crash the fuck out. You better be lucky all I seen was a fucking text.
I like that though. Men are sassy for walking away and not arguing. Hell no, I don't argue. Why should I argue? Why should I argue? I have to walk away. Number one, my hands are registered. A cage fight. So it would be in your best interest. It would be a blessing to you that I walk away and not argue. A lot of my friends are monks, and I learned a lot from my monk friends about meditation and humbling yourself and learning self-discipline. It's an amazing thing. Maybe most of y'all should try it.
Could have sent a blick shot this motherfucker. We done did some stupid shit. Done fucked up some money. Done fucked the plumber. All you mad about is a tax. You lucky I didn't crash the fuck out. See, when we do that, we stay in that toxic place. And we do some crazy shit. We end up in the goddamn jail. You say, okay, nigga, put it back. I'm preventing myself from crashing out, man. You should be lucky that all you got was a text and not a knock upside the head.
If I work 12 hours a day or 10 hours a day, don't hit me with that bullshit. I'm tired. I don't want to hear that. Nigga, I work 10 hours a day. What you doing?
Fucking another people. And I can speak to them. I can communicate with them. I can express myself to them. That understands that communication is a two-way street. That understands that she listens to the things that I say. Takes them into consideration and respect. That's why, man. I'm over the other bitch house that I can talk to. Motherfucker, I pay for the goddamn phone. Goddamn, give me my shit back. And I met next year, had a Jordan. Wanna hear that shit, green bubble popping ass nip?
Yo, we spoke too much truth in that one, man. Yo, that right there is hilarious. But yo, let's keep it moving.
But I'm responsible for my actions as a person. I'm not living anybody else's life.
He didn't ask you who's responsible for holding you accountable. He said who's responsible for holding black women.
Me. I am responsible for holding myself as a black woman.
You're not a black woman. Black,
He said black
women.
It's not your job to prove women wrong.
This is an issue that we have. We can't speak in general. We always make it about like us. It could be anything. Like, what do you think about cars? I don't like.
Shout out to her. It's just a girl. I love her podcast show. Go to her channel too. Show the queen some love. Yeah, she just nailed it. Black women. Making about me. It's not always gonna be about you.
Cars. So when we try to talk about as a whole, it still goes back to like me. What one of us does, it affects us all. I don't know why we act like that doesn't exist. We get lumped in one group. We can't say, well, I don't qualify. I'm over here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they see us all. A lot of women don't even tell their friends that they wrong. We always let her tell the whole story and you know she wrong and you won't say anything. And a lot of women can't or they won't because they're afraid they'll get attacked. They'll get cursed out. They'll lose a friend over holding their friend accountable.
Yeah, man. But one of the biggest things I think is the fact that there's too much of these women that are selfish. They're self-centered.
Not only that, but when a woman holds another woman accountable, that's almost like fighting words. I've seen situations where women done got into it got physical. First it got verbal, and then it went from being verbal to physical. All because this woman over here held this woman accountable for her behavior, and she didn't like it. This woman over here was supposed to side with her, but she didn't. She called her out on it. And we see that. But yet, again, you use that term, the sisterhood. Well, time and time again, the sisterhood shows y'all don't care about each other like that. Y'all ain't looking after each other like that. The division within the sisterhood. Why should there even be division within the sisterhood? The sisterhood, y'all should be telling each other the right things to do. Find etiquettes. Hey, how to take accountability, how to work on yourself, how to communicate with others. You want to know about a man? Sit down and have a conversation with a man. You want to know what a man likes? You want to know what a man needs? Ask one. Know what type of man you sitting down having a conversation with. Because sometimes you can have a conversation with the wrong man.
It's all about them. That's all they want things to be. And that's the reason being. But let's move on.
I don't think men like women anymore.
That's false.
I don't think that men desire us women anymore.
Shut your ass up. I think. So that means you don't know. You unsure. What man did you wrong? When I hear a large woman come off with this, shoot off the rip with this, okay. What man did it to you? What did he do to you? Here we go. Men do desire women. Men are not with the fuckery anymore. Men are not with the nonsense. Men are not with this bullshit. Okay? Men are going to be attracted and desired to women and all of that good stuff. But when you look at the behavior of a large number of women, men ain't lining up for that. Men ain't paying for that. Men ain't subscribing to that. There's no value in that to a man, of a woman, of a worldly behavior. You see? It's just that now Men ain't gotta cuss you out. Men ain't gotta disrespect you. Men are just gonna turn, pick up their shoulder pads and their helmet and walk on. What one woman won't do, another woman will. Men have options on top of options. Options have options. What's going to be in a man's benefit? Deal with the woman that can't keep her damn mouth shut, that's inconsiderate, unappreciative, think from her emotions and act on them, don't know how to conduct herself in a professional manner, or deal with the woman that's going to bring that man peace. She's going to listen to him. She's going to meet him where he stands. She enjoys being in his presence. It would be safe to say that would be the type of woman that men would deal with. Not to say we're not seeing that from black women. There are some black women that we do see that from, but that scale shifts. We see more of the total opposite. And it's a turnoff for black men. Let's continue.
Bruh. As real women,
No. Men don't desire women that don't bring value. That's the difference, is that we don't want women that are just here to leech off of us and to give us a lot of stress and drama. That's what y'all don't understand, because most of these women in the West bring nothing but bullshit with them.
I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they.
How do you know this? How do you know this? You said, I think. When a person in some cases use the term, I think, that means you're unsure. What are you unsure of? Because I see men putting in effort. I see women with good sense put in effort. I see women of good value. I don't like to use the term high value, so we'll say a woman of good character, man of good character. We'll use that terminology when addressing man and woman instead of saying high value. I see women of good character opening doors for men to come in so that together they're able to sit down in royalty, in the presence of royalty, and have conversation, enjoy each other's presence. You see? And it takes two in order to do that. It takes a man of good character and a woman of good character to sit down at the table of royalty and have a conversation. So when I hear women like you talk and spew this bullshit, well, you see why. I can't make this shit up. You're hearing it. You are hearing it. Clear as day.
Used to.
Got the cap.
Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman.
Yeah, spending money on the women, yes, it is a big issue when we have the serial daters that will date men for food. That's one of the reasons why men are like, why am I going to go out and basically feed a broke woman who goes on dates just for meals? What's up with that? Or women that just want money from men in general as if like they're prostitutes. So yeah, you guys have sunken your value. You guys have caused your value to be low once you guys had, accepted that 3 or 4 value of the slut walk and things like that. So you all have caused your value to be diminished because of what you guys accepted.
A large number of women shoot themselves in the foot. okay, and you calling a man broke, but yet, what the fuck are you doing? Look at what you're doing. You don't have no money. You want a man to pay for your meals. Stop calling. It's just funny to me how a woman can find it. Okay. Yeah, I'll pay money on. I'll spend money on a date. Yeah, I'll do that, baby. I got you. But in return, Truck Daddy gonna need them cheeks. And I'm talking about both holes. Truck Daddy gonna need them cheeks. I want something, you want something. If I'm man enough to give you something, be woman enough to give me something. Don't backtalk. I thought not. You see how that sounds? If I came at a woman with that same energy, how that would look, how bad that would look. And when she say no, I just say, get the fuck away from me then. I'll go get somebody else where I ain't gotta spend no money and I still get cheeks, both holes. But you see how that comes across. If I was to use that analogy, okay.
It's not on us. This is what you guys did.
Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening.
No, only one in Western society are complaining because most of the men are leaving the West looking for women in other countries.
Again, if you have all these complaints against black men, how is it that women of other races are happy with these black men, or taking these black men, or dating these black men? Again, you got good and bad in every race, okay? Granted. But there's a point that's being made here on the show at the King's Table. I'm making a point here. If you have all of these damn complaints, you got different black women having these negative, bad, same complaints about black men, but yet races of other women are saying something totally different. They're welcoming these black men. They're opening up doors for these black men. Hell, a lot of them are saying, shoot, forget spending money, I'll buy you lunch. Conversation like what? There's another clip I'm going to play. I'm going to go live tomorrow. My brother Jamal. I'm going to let this play and then I'm going to continue that.
With men nowadays, is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that.
There are handsome men out there. There are men that are getting their life together. There are men out there that are wholesome, men out there that are good, respectful, cordial, men of good character. And they just want to be appreciated and loved and respected by a woman. And it's so hard for a woman to do that to those types of men because she's never been around those types of men. She's never really heard a man's voice because her father wasn't at home. Her father wasn't in her life. So what she was familiar with, that's what she's familiar with. But when you're dealing with a man, it's a totally different vibe. So therefore, she was never taught how to keep a man. She was never taught how to respect a man. She was never taught how to receive from a man. Woo! Woo! Honda. Let's continue.
They're not communicating with them.
Stop the cap.
They're not willing to hang out.
Stop the cap.
And do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun? And
believe me, it still is. It's just not being spent on you all. That's what's going on.
you know, going out and discovering the world. What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there because I don't want to bore you guys with the rest of the video. But all I gotta say is that there's a reason why men are leaving. Men are getting on planes, getting out of here, going to different countries. I'm just saying, or going, going about their own way, or dealing with snow bunnies. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get to the next video about this one guy who has something to say about what's going on in society. Then we're gonna get on. We're gonna look at the other videos in reference to what black men are doing.
I like Project 2025. Ask me why I like it.
Why do you like Project 2025?
I love it because it's going to get black people in order. It's going to force us to organize. It's going to force us to love one another. Because democracy for too long was too nice to black folks, especially black women. A lot of black women are going to find out you a CEO, you're going to find out you was hired because you a DEI. Diversity, equity, inclusive, you one of them highest. Brothers too. Brothers be, I'm the only black man in the office. I'm proud. No, bro, you a DEI hire. Black women have lived a good life under the Biden administration, under the Obama administration. They're the ones that say, I don't need a man, I don't want a man, because I am a man. When we put our hopes, our dreams in Democrats or Republicans, they'll make our hopes, our dreams to fail. That's prophesied in the Bible. Project 2025 is a good thing because we've been telling Christians, come out of Christianity, come out of the Democrat, these politics, and they go.
Brother speaking facts. In the Torah, it say, come out of her. We're seeing so many people being exposed. I told a large number of individuals this, that in 2025, so much is going to be exposed. Okay? A lot of hidden truths are going to be exposed. And a large number of individuals that are crashing out that have something to say because even they know that their lies are about to be exposed or being exposed. And this is what we're seeing. As I continue to do more lives, do more live streaming, which I will do, a lot of things that I'm going to expose and bring to the forefront is going to shock you. It's going to shock you. You say, why now? Because now I built enough audience to where when this word gets out and where it goes from there, many are going to see. Because a large number of individuals have lived their lives behind lying to people, knowing the truth, but having a cover-up, getting mad when an individual exposes what they do. Rather than those individuals admit what they've done was wrong, they will stick to the lie. No matter what, it will go back to the lie. Rather than, all is going to be held accountable. Instead of accepting accountability, we're going to continue to stick to the lie. Number one, sticking to the lie is my safe place, my safe space. So more people we seeing operate in that movement, when they get caught out, they crash out. There's nowhere to hide. You should have linked in with the truth from the beginning, but you didn't. And now you took followers with you. You took other people with you. Just like when Satan was kicked out of heaven, he took some angels with him. And we know that Satan Hashatan was over music. Look at the entertainment industry now. So when we take bits and pieces of these things and we bring it together, we connect the dots, the lies are being exposed. The individuals are being called out. In 2025, all lies, lifestyles, whether if it's real or fake, are going to be exposed. Individuals are going to be exposed. You're going to see you're going to see feminists. Feminist women are going to be exposed left and right like it ain't no damn thing. It's going to be a fucking floodgate. It's going to be a floodgate. And when I say a floodgate, I'm meaning shit's going to hit the fan. It's going to be a domino effect. You're going to see women, you're going to see modern feminist women getting called out, getting left behind, getting cut off.
No, and they gave us the finger. Now we see it coming to fruition. Now Trump is saying, you know what? We need to get rid of the Mexicans. We need to get rid of the Dominicans. He said, in fact, we need to question Native American Indians. But what the liberals did, they used the 14th Amendment to bring in Chinese, Japanese, East Indians. They used that to say, oh, if you're born here, but Trump brought it out, he said it was never for them. It was only for the children of the slaves. So now he's also discussing housing. He said, we're putting all this money into free housing, into welfare and all this. We need to start thinking about pulling that back. Bravo. Black people, you're going to learn today.
Yeah, my thing is, hey, I like where he's going at with that, but I think they're just too far gone. I don't think that is ever going to get repaired anytime soon. It's going to take a long time for the whole relationship to be repaired. So that's why I tell brothers, instead of you waiting, just get your passports and get them moving, because it's going to take too long for it to be to move along and to be repaired for you within your lifetime. So they're wondering, where are the black men? Well, here we go.
See? Want to talk about the black men? Have all these negative things to say about black men, but here's proof. That black man look like he happy. And he got his baby. Family man, I love that.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
So, with that being said, I love to see people happy. You know, love who you love. You know, love who you love. There's no color lines over here. Love who you love. If a woman of another race loves you, appreciates you, and opened up the doors for you to walk into her life as you opened up the doors for her so she can walk into your life, and y'all make it happen and it works, hey, do that. You know? But this whole thing of staying with your own race no matter what, listen, you don't have to degrade your own race. You don't have to put down your own race to date another. If your preference is a woman of another race, so be it. That's your preference. If your preference is a man of another race, so be it. You know, it can be a preference of the same race, so be it. But don't have to downgrade your own or put down your own, or, you know, the problems that lie with the black community, with the black race, is a serious problem. And we seeing it. You know? But it's almost a thing of, well, if men see it, well, you know women see it. And it takes two. On one hand, men are to blame for half of the shit. On the other hand, women are to blame for half of the shit. Overall, both are to blame for half of the shit. But it's about taking ownership, because it takes two. You got to be willing to do your part. You have to be willing to change your mindset. You have to be willing to unlearn what you have learned. And that's the thing. Be willing to unlearn that shit. Until then and only then, go be the best version of yourself for many people to see. Take that with you. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. I want to know your thoughts. So please leave it in the comment section. Share your thoughts. I appreciate all the love. It's your boy Big Truck here at the King's Table. One love.